Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Ryan, good morning. Everyone, good morning. How are we doing? Thank you for being here. Thank you for your patience. Thank you. Good morning, guys. Let's do this. It is Thursday, April 24th, and the year is 2025. 5 a.m., guys. For those of you who were here previously over the spring break, I gave some updates in terms of some changes happening to the morning walk. What is the same, another day to get better. Always growing, man, always growing, Ryan. Blessings to you this morning. Everyone, good mornings. Sending out God's blessings. Please, if you're dropping in, take a moment. Let me know where you're checking in from, what time it is, where you are. We have moved the 4:30 walk to 5 a.m. Again, as part of my continued growth, as part of my continued development on my journey and improvement, which we never cease. We have to make sure that we're making the appropriate adjustments to fulfill and live our purpose. So greetings this morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for participating and being a part. Again, drop in where you're checking in from, what time of day it is, where you are, all over the world, morning, afternoon, evening. Let me know what you're doing, how you're feeling, what you're thinking. And if you believe you have that energy to get through the remainder of the day, and the focus this morning is gratitude, people. And gratitude, being grateful, not just thankful for the things that people do for you, but living with gratitude, living with a gracious heart, a gracious mind, living with an appreciation of everything that is before you, of all of your opportunities, understanding that everything that we endure, everything that we encounter is a part of our journey, and being grateful for having that opportunity. There's this saying about every cloud has its silver lining, and that's an attempt to help people understand that no matter what your circumstances or your current situation may be, there's always something good to find within there. I believe that this is because so many of us live on a daily basis in a sour mindset, simply in a mindset and a viewpoint and a lifestyle that life is bad and everything is oppressive and everything is headed in the worst direction. Those views, that type of mental positioning, that type of belief positioning means that we're constantly looking for good, right? So if we have to try to find the good in life versus understanding that our existence, our life in itself is good, then we're constantly working to overcome challenges that aren't there. We're seeking, there is a capitalism by nature is to create a problem and sell a solution. So what we're looking to do in our life, what we all want to do, how we would all like to live, and how we would all like to, I believe, see ourselves is the understanding that life is there. The world is out there. The sun is somewhere, the moon is somewhere, it's raining somewhere. All of these things are going on all the time. But what do we have the opportunity to do? We have the opportunity to live our life, to be who we are, to exist and appreciate the fact that even though there are challenges out there, even though there are things that we may not understand or things that we may not be prepared for, that life in and of itself, that existence in and of itself is a good thing, and being grateful for it, showing gratitude and appreciation. I want to let you guys just see what I see at the top of the morning. When I get up here to the top of my little neighborhood and what I see before the sun rises. Just a little city skyline, guys. Thank you for being here. Wisconsin 404, Ryan. All right, man. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Look, we're gonna live the day. We're gonna attack the day. We're gonna come towards the day with gratitude. The reason I know gratitude is important is because I know the benefit of having gratitude, the benefit of what we always talk about here, very simple in BNV Finance Fixers, is an understanding that discipline and the empowerment of simple leadership competencies of being self-aware and self-accountable allows for us to live a life of wealth, to grow riches, and to grow our legacy and build generational wealth for our families. And I'm not just talking about, hey, here's some stocks for you. I'm not talking about, hey, go out and do this to get big on your YouTube platform. This is not about developing products. This is not about flipping houses. That's not what we do here. What we do here is we develop ourselves with an understanding. By developing ourselves, we develop our opportunities. We develop our future. We develop all of the things that are going to be the driving and sustaining components for anything we do in our life, whether it's wealth, whether it's fitness, health, working for a company, building our own. It's always going to be the same. Chad, what's up? It is not too early, man. I'm a half an hour later than I normally am. It's right on time. It's right on time, man. It's right on time. Normally out here 4:30, I pushed it back to 5. It's not too early. It's always on time. So we're practicing gratitude. I'm talking about gratitude because what gratitude does, it's very interesting. It's one of the great things about having gratitude is when you're grateful for what you have, you no longer spend so much of your life being resentful of the things you don't have, right? You start to understand, and this isn't one of those things that's about, and I always talk about this because it's important. There's a mindset, there's a community, there's a belief, there is a whole process by which there is a development of poor mindset for the world, right? It's in the books that they write, it's in the movies that they make, it's in the stories they tell. There is a design for the masses to hate money, hate wealth, hate rich, hate people who have luxuries, hate it, despise it. It's horrible for you. You should not want these things. Don't want luxurious items. They focus on in our faith. They try to use our faith against us to say, hey, God tells you to submit and be humble and do not seek out wealth. Do not seek out riches. Your riches are stored up in heaven. And you should understand that just serving out your life and service to your master and to those who are in charge should be enough reward for you. Just be grateful to just be alive and just be in existence. And that's not the way I see gratitude. That's not the way I see grateful. I'm not saying that we need to all go out and be billionaires and we should be racing yachts in the Mediterranean. It's not what I'm saying. But I'm also saying we shouldn't be crammed into projects trying to figure out how to feed our children because eggs are $12 freaking a dozen, right? It costs more now to buy an egg than it cost 10 years ago to get a dozen eggs. So what does gratitude really mean? Gratitude means being able to live a life with an understanding of the value and appreciation of where you are in life, and an understanding and a value and an appreciation for everyone else to have that same greatness in their life, to have that same level of happiness, to have that same level of completeness and just graciousness, right? And so what do we see, right? When we look at all of the things they want to put on TV, when we look at all the stories they tell us in our youth, oh, it matters more that you have character. Your character is important. It doesn't matter if you have money. It's who you are. It's who your character is and what your character says about you. That's true, right? Character matters. And your character will be indicative in large part of how the world identifies you. But you don't have to be poor to have character. I have lots of brothers and sisters, like physical blood brothers and sisters. I also have 7 children of my own. And I was having a conversation with one of my brothers. And on this conversation with my brother asked me, or I'm talking to my brother, and I'm like, hey, how do you feel about generational wealth? Now, keep in mind the brother that I'm talking to has done quite well. Went to college, got a degree, started a company with my other brother. That company, that business ended up closing out. He's worked quite a bit, has a home, had 1 child. His child my nephew is now working with the government. He's married. My brother now has a grandson. He pretty much works as a contract worker now. He works when he wants to, where he wants to. Hey, Bruce, how you doing this morning, buddy? Good to see you, man. And so my brother has all of these things here in his space. And so I'm talking to him one day and I'm like, you know, you have everything in place right now to create generational wealth for your family so that your grandson never has to go through the challenges that your son went through. And so your son is already ahead of the game of where you were when you were his age. I'm like, so you want to grow that. You want every generation of your bloodline to have a different launching point. You don't want them all launching from the same place. Good to see you as well. Thank you very much. And so what does that mean when you don't want everyone launching from the same place? Well, there's a belief. My brother said this to me, and keep in mind, my brother is, I want to say 13 years, I believe this particular brother is like 13 years older than me. He says, well, what do they learn if everything is handed to them? And I'm like, who says you're handing them everything? He was like, well, what do they learn if they don't have to learn how to work? I said, who said they're not going to learn how to work? Well, you're talking about creating something so that they have all of this stuff in place and so that they have what they want. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, you create generational wealth. You create a legacy. Yeah, but what if, like, how are they going to know how to work for something if everything's given to them? It's the character. You don't get that from suffering. You get it from growing. And we've been taught, and this is the poor mindset, this is the trick, this is how they get you. They teach you that the only way to be challenged is to be broke. Rich people don't have challenges. They have this belief that they fed to us that, one, money's not going to make you happy. Making more money is not going to make you happy. That's the first thing they tell you. 2, rich people are the saddest people in the world. They have all this money and they're still not happy. They're bad people because they have money and they're not happy. Even after they already told us that money doesn't make you happy, we're now judging people with money because they're not happy because they have money. And then 3, they turn around and tell us, well, if money doesn't make you happy and rich people aren't happy, rich people are bad people. So don't want money and don't want to be rich. That's what they're teaching us. This is the poor mindset. This is the mentality of stay in your place and don't seek to grow. Don't understand passing on wealth to the next generation of your family. And then what you do is you now have them starting from somewhere different. And what does it mean to start from somewhere different? Well, if you start your family and your family never had a car, right? You never had a car growing up as a child, right? So then you work hard and then now as an adult, you have a car. Even though when you lived in your parents' house, you never had a car. Now you have a car. Well, what happens with your son? Do you think you need to get rid of your car so that your children can understand the challenges of living without a car? So that they'll work harder in order to get a car? That doesn't make sense. It doesn't. So what do we have to pass on? We need to be able to pass on as part of our legacy, understanding that, hey, our life, our family, our journey does not end with me. It is a starting point for you. And my thing that I want is I don't want you to have to launch this boat from shore every time. I don't want you to have to break through the waves and come through all of the trials that I went through. It doesn't mean you're not going to have challenges. Your challenges are just going to be different. Because the challenges grow, the challenges come from wanting something out of life. And you have to want something. And until you actually want something, until you actually go to get something, you're still not going to see those challenges. And so this isn't about money. And people who try to tell you that, hey, you shouldn't try to grow your legacy, oh, you're trying to just get over, this is a scam, have been brainwashed to believe that people who seek to make money are bad people. Even to the point that some people will stand in front of people. I'm talking about in churches, right? I'm talking about in faith, in fellowship. They will stand in front of people and they will tell them, and I'm not going to drop specific names because that's not really what this channel is about. But when someone stands in front of you and they're wealthy and they're rich and they're telling you, don't try to be like me. Don't try to achieve. Don't try to grow. Don't try to have the luxuries and the enjoyments you see before you. Understand that when you die, stored in heaven are your treasures. I'm gonna have both. This is what you have to understand, is that we have to start living. This is what it means to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Stop looking to man and start looking to God. We have to walk in faith. We have to walk in the understanding that when we're looking to develop ourselves and grow ourselves and live our purpose, that God does not say that we have to suffer, that we have to do without in order for us to achieve. Bruce said, having money, it doesn't make you happy. It gives you a foundation for life. It's in 100 years, will my legacy be struggling like I did? Exactly. Bruce, kingship, legacy. It's all for the next line. That's what you're building for. Pretty cat. Money by itself may not make you happy, but not having money will certainly make you depressed. Money makes everything better. I hear you. Without it, your children will find it another way. Correct. And so this isn't about money, right? And so when I say, and the reason we got here is because the talk today is about gratitude. And being grateful doesn't mean be grateful for being broke. Being grateful means be grateful for understanding that you have existence, you have life. Be grateful for knowing that every day is an opportunity for you to live your purpose and to grow. Being grateful means that you don't have to look at the world and say, hey, the world is out to get me. The world is out to destroy me, and constantly looking for ways to make excuses and lay blame at the feet of others. Living with gratitude allows for you to become more powerful. It allows for you to break free, and it allows for you to live with purpose comfortably. Guys, I really enjoy the opportunities I have every day to grow myself, to grow spiritually, to grow mentally and emotionally, to develop the skill sets that I need for my future. I love just the opportunity of being able to grow in that way. I love being able to share it. And just being able to look at the fact that we can apply discipline to our daily activities and get stronger and get better. The positivity of what we see, the positivity of the message that we seek to share has to be directly aligned with every individual's purpose. It has to be aligned with your goals, your purpose, your life. The things I say on here are going to be repetitive, and they may even sound redundant to a point, but I'm letting you know that step one in discipline is the repetition. It is that ability to get up every day and understand that what I'm doing is doing this on a regular basis. I need to keep going and keep going and keep going. So that gratitude is something that we show. It's something that we show so getting up in the morning doesn't feel so difficult. So if we are grateful for the fact that we've made it to the next day, right? If we wake up with the mindset of, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for allowing me to see another day, versus, oh, I gotta do this again. Oh, how are you? Like, that means we're starting the day ungrateful for just being alive, just mad that we're alive. Look, dude, I'm letting you know, for a person who has suffered through depression and difficulties and needed therapy, I'm letting you know, for a person who's had that journey, for having been there, there's not much worse than waking up and thinking to yourself and feeling like it's the worst thing that could have happened to you today was to wake up, right? And I'm not talking about, and this is different. This isn't about suicide. This isn't about thinking, oh, well, I want to take my life. This is about waking up and just thinking, why? Not understanding, not having a purpose in life, not having a direction, not having any answers, and in a lot of situations, not even knowing what questions to ask. And then sitting up in bed and just lamenting the fact that there is an entire day in front of me, and I don't understand the benefit of it. I don't understand the value of it. That's the opposite of living with gratitude. Because if we live in that space, if we are constantly in the space of, I have to deal with this again. Oh no, this is coming, and this is why the morning routine is so important, is because if we wake up in the morning, right, and we jump onto our social media, we check our emails, like we have to look at urgent messages. There are so many things that will come through, and your subconscious is impacted by it. And so before you get a chance to get your feet on the floor and get into your day, you check your email, credit card bill due, phone bill due, you gotta make this meeting. The last project you didn't work out correctly. You need to do this. This doesn't work out right. You check the news. Somebody died here. Someone was killed there. Crime is out of control. Somebody else died there. And then you go through it and you go through it. And now you're already seeing that your life and your day is starting off in a way where you're starting from the bottom and you're trying to grow. You're starting in a hole. You're starting in a recess. You're starting in a place of bewilderment and looking to find a way to move forward. It's a challenge. It can be a significant challenge. How do we break through that? We break through it by understanding that gratitude changes our mindset. It changes our focus. It changes our ability to see. It changes our attitude, and it allows for us to attack the day and to be powerful in doing so. That is what gratitude is about. I love the opportunity to be grateful. I'm sharing this, my family, we're spending an entire week on gratitude. This week is all about understanding how to be grateful, understanding what it means to truly have gratitude and be grateful. And it's not about the way they taught me when I was young. The messages that I would receive as a child was, oh, well, you know, there are people in other countries who don't have water to drink. I know. And we got one bedroom with 6 people in the house. I mean, like, what? I think Dave Chappelle was the one who said, like, we can't compare problems. Like, we all have challenges. For all of us who are looking to seek out something, we all have challenges. We all have obstacles. But don't compare your obstacles to someone else's obstacles in order to try to find balance, in order to play the, oh, my life is worse than yours. Your life is your life. What do you want? What do you want to do to get it? Put in the work. Face those challenges. Take steps, take strides, make things happen. These are the things that are going to be important. These are the things that are going to be a part of the process of your development and growth. I know for me, I know in my experience, I know in my brief time on this planet, I've learned some lessons. I've learned quite a few lessons. And some of the major lessons that I've learned have come at an opportunity where I literally stopped thinking about myself and I started thinking about the world and how I wanted to make an impact on it. I stopped thinking about the things that were going wrong in my life. I stopped thinking about the things that I didn't have, and I started thinking about the things that I did have and what was the benefit of those things, and in what way were those things powerful, and in what way could those things empower me. Once I came to an understanding and realization that I do have these opportunities, and I do have the ability to grow, and I do have this power or these ability within me to impact my own life, I started doing so. I made changes in the way that I took on my day. I improved my fitness. I improved my knowledge. I improved my finances because I began to understand that these things are in my control. And so, yeah, would I like to make more money at my job? I would like to make more money at my job. Does this job even offer me the opportunity to make more money? Well, I don't know. Let's work on you and figure it out. Let's see what happens, because that compensation is an exchange of my time for money. And we're not going to all start a business. We're not going to all have the next greatest idea. We're not going to all create AI, but we all have this opportunity, especially here in America. We all have this opportunity to work and grow and become stronger and do great things with our existence. Hair Grease, what's going on this morning? Good morning, good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. And guys, as always, when you drop in, do me a favor. Let me know where you're checking in from. Let me know what time it is where you are. We started this at 5 a.m. It is now 5:30 here on the East Coast. The weather is getting warmer. I'm getting a good sweat. I might be, in a week or two, I might have to stop wearing these sweatshirts out here on these walks. I might have to start wearing some t-shirts, or maybe just a long sleeve dry fit, long sleeve t-shirt or something like that. So seeing you guys here is great though. I appreciate you guys being here. Remember, everything we do here is about growth and development. It's about positivity. It's about understanding that we have the ability, if this thing, there we go. We have the ability within ourselves, within our skill sets, of using discipline and the leadership, the core leadership competencies of being self-accountable and self-aware to grow ourselves in a magnificent way, to grow our life and our legacy, to become great in so many different ways. And this is all about focusing on us. So you guys want to go out and buy stocks? Buy stocks. You want to invest in CDs? Invest in CDs, right? The world is changing, right? Back, I don't know, I don't even know if it was 100 years ago, maybe less than that. Back in the 1940s and 50s, so maybe we're looking 60, 70, 80 years ago, people grew their legacy through savings accounts, right? We're not talking about investing in the stock market. We're not talking about buying multiple properties. We're talking about people who just went out, You used to be able to buy a home from Walmart. I mean, from Kmart, right? Sears, they would sell you kit homes. And then you would get yourself some land and you'd build yourself a house. And so people would take their money and they would just put it into savings. And these savings accounts would ultimately be of a greater value when they passed. So world is changing. There's different ways for us to be able to generate wealth. There's different ways for us to be able to grow. But the primary thing that's going to always be required for us to do any of these things are to work on ourselves, or to grow ourselves, to make sure we're spending time and we're investing the energy in ourselves to see ourselves grow. That's a major part of what it is. That's going to be how it is. So to recap, guys, to come to an end, thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for being a part of this walk and talk. Thank you for your participation. Understand, life is about your purpose, understanding it and going towards it and living it. Growing and developing. Also understand that in this process, as we're doing it, we need to be grateful and live with gratitude, live with an appreciation of the people around us, understand how showing gratitude and love and not having to have someone specifically do something for you in order for you to show that gratitude, how that is going to grow your life, your legacy. It's going to grow your ability to connect, communicate, and to build stronger relationships. All of these things are going to come from understanding and seeing how blessed you can be just by living with gratitude, just by being grateful and thankful for the people in your life and for your ability to be here in life. As always, guys, it's always a pleasure to be on here with you. It's always a pleasure to have you guys participate and be a part. And as I said, we'll be moving these to 5 a.m. now, from 5 to 5:30. As always, guys, thank you. God bless you, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.